So as the world starts to come out of lockdown, I get the opportunity to start working from the studio again, which is amazing. We opened a studio space, which is a collaborative studio space, and then the world started locking down and we've had limited access to it, in fact, actually no access. And it's been a real shame because, we wanted to use the studio to produce better content for this YouTube channel. The studio is kind of like a joint collaboration between the Take More Photos guys, the link will be down the bottom, myself, Nanglight, to create a place that we can all generate content from. Now, living in London, the premiums for space is absolutely sky high. So having a collaborative space is a good way to share responsibility, but also give us a great place for us to be able to create. And we really encourage bringing people into the space to test it and use it, encourage them to use new bits of equipment. So now the world is out of lockdown, I'm going to take you on a guided tour of the studio, just so you get an idea of kind of like the space we have access to. And if you are based in London, this studio is accessible. You can follow the link down below and you can book space to come and use it. And the space is really affordable for London rates. Now, typically if you book a studio in London, you have to then dry hire it and then you have to then pay for the equipment on top of it. This studio, when you rent it, you get an allocation of equipment. So if you're not 100%, on using light, or you don't have the equipment yourself, it's in the studio. So you can come down, book an hour, you can test and play around with stuff, and it's a real great hub for exploring your own creativity, and kind of minimalizing the risk in doing that. You haven't got to invest heavily in huge bits of equipment and stuff. So without any further ado, let me take you into the building and show you what we're working with. So here we are in the space. I'm going to take this off. The only problem is there's going to be some shine from my big bald head. So this is the Take More Photos studio, based in East London. 9 times out of 10, as you are progressing as a creative, equipment is expensive. So getting access to equipment costs money, and you may not be able to do that, which can in turn hinder your creativity. So we've created a space where there is an abundance of equipment at an affordable price that you can come in and use, which is amazing. So if you have personal projects you want to shoot, or you have clients you want to shoot and you're based in and around London, and the traditional studios in sort of central London are too expensive for you to access, this is the solution to that. And not only do you get the space, but you also get the equipment as well. We've also got a board for ideas, so we stencil out all of our ideas on a board behind us and just kind of plot what we're going to do in here. And it also helps if you're going to stage a shoot and there's kind of like levels or sort of parts of the shoot you want to focus on. By having that board at the back, you can kind of plot your whole day out and shoot it, which just gives you a better level of organization for when you're in a studio shoot. Let me just flip this around and show you what we've got in terms of the equipment, just so you get a bit of an idea of what's going on there. So here is our array of equipment, and you can see that there's a fair old amount of it, and no surprise, all of the equipment is Nanglight. Also light shapers, so you can imagine light shapers are very necessary, so we have pretty much everything you can imagine. We've got a chill out zone over here as well. It is a space that's kind of geared up to give you everything you could potentially need. Now, the other great situation with being in here is we have this space, which is amazing, but we do have access to an even larger space. So if you have a bigger production, we have the facility to be able to support it. So I'm just going to take you out here and just show you around. So this is a corridor that leads up into the main kind of communal area where everybody kind of works. And there's a whole load of different studios in this space. And, we've got designers, we've got YouTubers, we've got photographers, we've got a whole heap of different creatives all in this one building. So in terms of like a creative community, there's plenty of ideas flowing around here. So I'm just going to take you into the Cove. So what we also have as well, if you follow the link down below, we'll give you access to book this Cove. Now, this is an infinity Cove, so you want to shoot amazing crisp white backgrounds or shoot a music video that's very striking and contrasty, or not contrasty, very like clean or clinical. This is where you could come and do it. It's open 24 hours a day over the weekend, so there is scope to shoot as much as you possibly want, which is amazing. So we also have access to that as well. So regardless of the size of the project that you are working on, or I personally am working on, there is a space for me to be able to use it. But hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea in terms of the space that we now have access to shoot videos. And as I said to you in one of my previous videos, I'm going to use this space to produce better videos for my channel. And it just gives you an idea of what what we're working with. I'm just looking around and there's kind of no one here at the minute, which is nice. It's quiet and you've got, you know, free reign to be creative. So, you know, if you do need a space in London and you want to come shoot stuff, this space is available for hire. You know, you can contact us, contact me, and you can book it. I'd be really interested to know what your thoughts are, you know, in terms of the studio. What do you think it's missing? Does it need any more? And yeah, and if you are based in London or you ever visit in London and you need a space to be creative, hit me up, come in and pop down, and I will look forward to seeing you. If you don't subscribe, now would be a great time to do it because the content's only going to get better. Until next time, take care all. Bye bye.